Good afternoon. This is the 20th annual John J. Duncan Senior Awards for Senior Advocacy, and we have two very worthy recipients today, as have been the long list of recipients in the past. I do want to mention before we get started, we do have our two honorees that are sitting up front here, and we'll hopefully be hearing from them later, and of course we'll hear about them a little later on. But I want to recognize a few other people that are here. Obviously, Senator Becky Massey, Duncan Massey, I get it, is here. And Senator Duncan himself has joined us again, thanks to Becky bringing him today. And then over on the side here, we do have Senator Briggs. We're glad you're here today, Senator Briggs. We have several county commissioners, Larson J., I see you back there. Courtney Durrett, I see you, and Daisha Lundy, you're back at the table there. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate you very much. We also want to welcome all of the previous Duncan Award winners. I know there are several here, and I want to attempt to name everybody because I don't want to miss anybody. And finally, I do want to take a moment of personal privilege. I know there are at least a few O'Connor Center happy hikers in the room because I've seen you. So if you're ever looking for something to do on a Thursday, come join us. We have a lot of fun. So I do want to thank, let me get my list here so I can thank our sponsors. We do have a number of sponsors, and you'll see them in your program too, but I want to mention specifically our Red Ribbon sponsors, Medicare Insurance Advisors, Hunter Valley Farms, our hosts for today, and then our gold level sponsors, the family of James R. Allen and United Healthcare. So thank you very much. You'll see the silver and bronze and food sponsors and others listed there in your program. But thank you for your sponsorship, and we could not do this event without you. I would like to mention now that I mentioned that we've had a number of the previous winners that are with us today. Unfortunately, there are several who are no longer with us. And I do want to ask everyone to take a moment of silence so we can remember them, and I'll list them. There have been Ashley, Peggy Wirtz, Ellen Turner and Helen Ash, Jim Hicks, William Shaw, Stan Bowling, and Penny Bandy. And I also take a moment to think, I know you may have people on your hearts who have been at this event before and they're no longer with us either. So if we just pause for just a moment in memory of these folks. Thank you very much. First person I'd like to introduce today who will tell us about the John J. Duncan Awards is our Director of CAC, Barbara Keller. Barbara?
Well, it's great to be here in person at last to celebrate the Duncan Award for Senior Advocacy, which is our chance to shine a light on the outstanding contributions of individuals who are being honored this afternoon and those who have received the honor in the past. On behalf of CAC, I want to welcome everybody who is here with us. Bill has always done such a great job of introducing folks, so I won't go over that, but thank you for being here with us today. And now for just a little bit of history. I guess they always let probably the oldest person in the room talk about the history because I was there for most of it, but not for all of this. But anyway, the Senior Citizens Information and Referral Service was founded in 1968 as a freestanding agency. When it became part of the Office on Aging in 2004, the Duncan Award was already in place to honor an outstanding individual. The award was later expanded to include two persons, one who advocated as a professional and the other a senior who engaged in a significant community effort. I'm always curious to know a little bit more about the people for whom we name streets and parks and bridges and scholarships and awards. And in this case, the answer is easy. The John John Duncan Sr. was elected to represent the 2nd Congressional District of Tennessee for 23 years. He had a very strong reputation for constituent service and for helping his friends and his neighbors at home to cut through all the red tape and the confusing regulations that came along with programs like Social Security and Medicare and veterans benefits. It's no sense to have those things if people can't get to them. And this was one of the strong points for Congressman Duncan. He was at his best. But he also had a strong history of public service before he went to Washington. And I just want to take just a minute to tell you a little bit about that and how it relates to some things today. Because he was mayor of Knoxville during a fascinating period from 1959 to 1964. And many things that he advocated for and accomplished are with us to today. He undertook the overhaul of Market Square. Now, that was not the most popular thing to do at the time. Becky may remember some of I wasn't here then, but she may remember some of the controversy around that. But can you imagine Knoxville without the Dogwood Arts Festival, the Farmers Market, and countless other festivals and events? Now, times were changing in 1960. Textile mills were closing. The unemployment rate was very high. Mayor Duncan was one of the first leaders to propose public-private partnerships that would promote job creation and economic development. Again, at the time, not very popular, but today, public-private partnerships are at the heart of a vibrant downtown Knoxville. Then, of course, 1960s, faced with sit-ins to protest segregated downtown lunch counters, Mayor Duncan took the lead in forming goodwill committees that encouraged businesses to integrate their lunch counters, avoiding in Knoxville the violence that was widespread at the time. Couldn't we use a little goodwill today? And one of my favorites, right before he left for Congress, Mayor Duncan joined with County Judge C. Howard Bozeman to create CAC. CAC wasn't always here. It had to be created. And Congressman Duncan, Mayor Duncan, and Judge Bozeman created it as a city-county agency to carry out programs that would promote equality and provide opportunity. So today, we have the Duncan Award named for an outstanding public servant with a special place in his heart for seniors. The award continues to lift up service to others and to honor people who, through their advocacy, make Knoxville and Knox County a place to age in dignity and safety with services in place to meet the needs of a growing senior population. I think that's a history and a future to treasure. Thank you so much. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Dottie Livers, who's the director of the CAC Office on Aging.
Good afternoon. It is such a beautiful day to be here at our 20th award ceremony for the Senior Advocacy Awards. And I want to thank you all for coming. It's certainly been a privilege to be here to honor Cynthia Finch and Gabe Blake today. Let's give them a round of applause already. and to support the Senior Information and Referral Program. And I wanted to talk to you just a minute or two about the Senior Information and Referral Program. In case you don't know about it, it is there for information and referral. People call, they don't know where to call, they don't know who to call, so they call the Senior Information and Referral line. But the Senior Information and Referral Program is much more than just information and referral. We help individuals get connected to services, whether it's they need home health care, they need housing, transportation, legal services, whatever it might be to help them along their journey. But it provides also help with adults, helping Medicare beneficiaries save money by helping them to find benefits that they can be eligible for. The program also provides eyeglasses, hearing aids, and dentures to many older adults to help them with their quality of life through the Gift of Sight, Hearing, and Denture program. Through our Senior Information and Referral Program, we also provide outreach to the 7 senior centers in the county. And we also help with the Yellow Senior Service Directory. Through the Senior Information and Referral Program, we help to make sure those resources are accurate, make sure the listings are correct and up to date. And with the East Tennessee 211 program, we provide a person who helps with the database and making sure that the information is accurate and current in that system. In case you don't know, May is Older Americans Month. This year the theme is Age My Way, which I think could definitely be said for Cynthia and Gabe as far as what they're doing to help our older adults age their way. So in the month of May, we also have our centenarians program where we deliver flowers and a gift to centenarians, and that is also handled through the Senior Information and Referral Program. So what we do through Senior Information and Referral is a variety of things, all there to help with our mission of helping people and changing lives. So again, I want to thank you all for coming to honor Gabe and Cynthia. And I also want to take just a moment to just have our staff raise their hands as well so you know who helped put this event on. They work hard every year to do that, but thank you all for coming, and I am turning it back over to Bill, I believe.
Now we're at the part of the program that we all really came for, and that's to hear about our 2 honorees. And we'll hear about the biography of Cynthia Finch and the biography of Gabe Blake. And first, I'd like to introduce Kira Watt, who will read the biography of Cynthia Finch. Kira.
How is everybody this afternoon? I'm gonna tell you, looking mighty good. It's good to see everybody without the mask and everybody just looking happy. We are here to celebrate 2 outstanding women, one of which I have known since I was 17 years old. She is like a sister to me. And I'm going to give you a long list of accomplishments that Miss Cynthia Jamesina Finch has done, but she is my sister. She's my sister. Cynthia is from Newport, Tennessee. Can we get Let me tell you about something about the women from Newport, Tennessee. If you don't know anybody from Newport, Tennessee, those women are the hardest working women in show business. I've never seen anybody work as hard as women from Newport, and Cynthia is no exception. She was blessed to celebrate her mother's 84th birthday. Her mama is a very, very important, integral part of who she is, her makeup as a woman. She has 4 sisters, 3 sisters and 5 brothers, 9 of them. And her sisters are right here today, and her family members. Can we give them a hand? Cynthia is a graduate of the University of Tennessee twice. She has a master's degree in social work, and she is a clinician, a professional case manager, and she's been doing it for years. And every time I would see Cynthia and I were college friends. She lived on one floor and I lived on the next. And she was always, always so busy helping everybody even then. During this pandemic, that's when we really have seen Cynthia Finch move into action. Now, she's been in social work and community service all of her life. But when this pandemic hit, she knew from her previous experience that this was a life or death situation. So Cynthia came up with an idea called the Faith Leaders Initiative to make sure that people did not go into buildings before it was time, because she did not want to see people of faith die from COVID, something that we really did not know about. So she and Gwen McKenzie got together, and Vivian Scheif and myself and a few others started the Faith Leaders Initiative. And that has been very instrumental, not only in the African American community, but the community at large. Cynthia started in 2017, pretty much before she retired, New Directions Healthcare Solutions. And if you all haven't heard about that, New Directions is doing everything in every direction. If it's healthcare related, whether it's mental health, whether it's housing, whatever, Cynthia's on the front line, and she doesn't mind doing it. I have looked at Cynthia for years and admired her, and she's actually been a mentor to me. We're the same age, but she has always been a go-getter, and she's fearless. Cynthia is a true woman of God. She and I attend the same church. She is the Woman's Overseas Home Missions representative at Greater Warner Tabernacle AME Zion Church. She does a lot of things for people that are in the States and out of the States. She makes sure that her neighborhood and her community is well taken care of, especially when it comes to HIV and AIDS. Anything that's health related, Cynthia is your girl. She is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, Sorority Incorporated. And I tell you, she is dynamic. She is not only known locally, but she is known internationally. This is the largest African American sorority in the world. And as we all know, that Kamala Harris is a member of the AKAs. And Cynthia knows her. All right, that's okay, you can give it a clap. Cynthia has, she's served on numerous boards. We can't even begin to think about it. Currently, she's serving on the East Knoxville Free Medical Clinic. She's the secretary of the NAACP. She is also the secretary of Building Bridges Remission Coalition, the Society of Healthcare of Social Workers, Knoxville Case Management Society, and Tennessee Association of Home Care, Hospice Task Force, and so many things. And I asked Cynthia, how do you do what you do? She says, oh, I take care of myself. I take care of myself. And she does face herself, and she always looks fresh. Recently, she attended the Women in Power National Action Network in New York City, where she sat beside Hillary Clinton, and she said Cynthia was her new best friend. She has received service awards from Chi Eta Phi, from the National Organization of Black Elective Legislative Women, the Noble's Women's Shining Star for Health 2021, and she was Tennessee's Woman of the Year. Can we give her a hand? I could go on and on and on talking about Cynthia J. Finch because I know her. I know her heart. She is generous to a fault. She'll take anybody in. If you ask her for some help, Cynthia's going to get on that little phone and she's going to try to find it. And another thing that I can honestly tell you about Cynthia, she answers her phone. She is a servant leader. She has a heart of gold, and I'm just happy to call her my friend and my sister, Cynthia J. Finch.
Thank you, Kiera. Wow. Now, you may not remember, but we served on the United Way board here in Knoxville together for several years, too. So that's one of the boards that she served on, and she was a go-getter then, too. I'd like to now introduce Susie Styles, who is a the past recipient of the Duncan Awards. And Susie is also a licensed clinical social worker, and 2018 when you won the Duncan Award. So, Susie, if you would come and tell us about your friend, Gabe Blake. Susie.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for being here. I'm going to tell you about my friend Gabrielle Blake. I'm privileged to share with you a bit of her action-packed life and times so far, because this is somebody who gets a lot done in a day. Gabe earned her bachelor's degree in human services from Tennessee Wesleyan College and went on to obtain a Master of Social Work from the University of Tennessee. Gabe and I came to know each other when I was her field instructor during her second year at UT. Our immediate task at hand when she came on board was to build the Peninsula Senior Day Hospital. During the years that followed, we worked together with the rest of our wonderful team to create an outpatient program for older adults who were dealing with depression and other mental illnesses. We were blessed to have another Duncan Award winner, Stan Bowling, as our leader and the epitome of support and empowerment. What this meant for Gabe was a pretty free rein to apply what she was learning and what all else she knew and researched and imagined and valued to the creation of a profoundly healing environment. As those who know her will affirm, Gabe is the quintessential willing servant. She has never been one to look around wondering who's going to build the ark or plow that field. In those days, it could be doing a group on cognitive behavioral strategies or mopping a floor, or holding a bereaved widow in her arms as she mourned the loss of a beloved spouse, or teaching the group how to feed worms. Because yes, indeed, we had a worm farm. Among her many contributions at the day hospital, Gabe built from scratch a horticultural program for our patients, employing the universal language of nature as the basis for therapy activities. She exploited the many important metaphors that grew in her healing garden. She has always had a wonderful ability to identify opportunities for cooperation and what I refer to as cross-pollination among diverse groups. This was true in the horticulture group when she arranged for our neighbors in the Peninsula Adult Recovery Program just down the hall to join us in our garden space, creating a most delightful and meaningful exchange between generations. Then, of course, the next thing I know, the day hospital is down in the recovery program space doing art therapy with their group. That ability to discover or create opportunities for sharing and exchange for mutual benefit, and then figuring out all the details to make those things happen in the lives of others is hallmark Gabe. She continues to work at the Lighthouse on an as-needed basis. In 2010, after taking a break from social work to do mama work and become the queen of couponing, Gabe came to work at the elder law practice of Monica Franklin, known now as Franklin and Kyle Elder Law. I recall her interview during which she made it clear that she had a small child and a husband, and that while she was eager to work with us, she needed to be clear that her family came first. After she left, There was some discussion concerning whether she would be able to do the job, given her declaration that her job would not be her priority. Who does that? I controlled my own personal amusement enough to clarify to the committee that this is a woman who gets a lot done in a day. The rest is history in that score as she continues to work with the law practice. Gabe is active in our community. That would be an understatement. She's regularly presenting workshops and educational events that serve seniors. She chairs the mission team for her Sunday school class at Church Street United Methodist Church, and she always seems to have a box of donations in her car to support local organizations. She volunteers with Girl Scouts of America and earned the Volunteer of Excellence Award in 2021. She also volunteers with Alzheimer's Tennessee, the Daily Living Center, and Beacon of Hope. Gabrielle is the chair of the advisory board for the Senior Home Companion Program at the Knox County Office on Aging. She serves on the board of directors for Random Acts of Flowers Knoxville. She's a member of the Purple Cities Alliance. Gabe is certified as a certified dementia practitioner by the National Council of Certified Dementia Practitioners. She is the president of the Knoxville chapter of the Tennessee Society of Healthcare Social Workers. She is a member of the National Association of Social Workers and the East Tennessee Council on Children and Youth. In 2016, she was named Social Worker of the Year by the Tennessee Society of Healthcare Social Workers. In 2019, she was named Champion of Seniors by the Knoxville-Knox County Office on Aging. She has been essential to the success of the Alzheimer's Pansy Project and countless other initiatives benefiting older adults and their families. For over 20 years, Gabe has devoted herself to serving vulnerable elders in our community and to serving our community's professionals and the many agencies supporting older adults. Fierce advocate, consummate professional, community activist, and beloved wife, parent, and friend. The poet Khalil Gibran once famously said, "Work is love made visible." We see you, Gabe Blake, and we love you right back.
This has been the liveliest room today, and it's because of the two honorees we have. What great accomplishments both of you have made, so thank you for your service to our community. Speaking of service to the community, I want to now introduce my favorite state senator, Senator Becky Massey Duncan. Becky Duncan Massey. It's a senior moment.
It's a great day to be here to honor these two special ladies that have dedicated their life to making a difference, a positive difference in the lives of so many people. I'm going to digress just a minute or two. I believe we have a few county commissioners that are here that haven't been recognized. I don't believe you were recognized. So Commissioner Larson J. is over there. And okay, hold the applause until I introduce all of them, because there's a few, not too many, but Commissioner Dasha Lundy and Commissioner Courtney Durrett, and then we have Judge John Rosen here, and I believe, and of course, Senator Briggs had to leave, but he did want to come by, and he was introduced earlier. So now if you want to clap, that's good. So, You know, it's always an honor. I tell everybody, I said, I keep my dad's portrait in my office in Nashville, and he gets to take a field trip once a year to come to Knoxville for this award ceremony. And but one of the reasons that I keep him there is because he's looking over my shoulder and he's telling me, you're no better than anybody else, so just get out there and get to work and make a difference where you're planted. And that's what my dad, he humbly served the community. He never, ever thought he was better than anybody else. And he did a lot in his short life. He died at 69. I was only 33 when he passed, and I was a daddy's girl. So it's always special for me to be here and hear the history again and everything, but, and I never thought I would be the one that would be in public office following. I thought I was following in his footsteps at Sertoma, but the life that he embodied in service to others is really what you two embody. One other digression, and then I'll go back to the two of you. If you are one of the former recipients and are here, I know a few of you have spoken, please stand up. Let us give you an applause too. I know we've got a few here. Jean? Susie? Yes. We did talk about the ones that are no longer here with us, but the ones that are here that have been honored in the past are still out there doing the work. So, Gabe, Cynthia, you can't stop. I mean, you know, you all are just great, but it really is the work that you do. You are saving lives. You are making a difference in people's lives every day, and it is one of my highest honors to be here at this every year and to honor just heroes. You know, these are super women in capes, you know, that really are just, I don't know what our community would do without the two of you and our former recipients that really do touch lives every day. And I'm just honored to be here to thank you and appreciate and recognize your service to not only our community but to our state. So thank you all. And I think now we're going to do the awards.
Cynthia and Gabe, if you both come forward and receive the awards. Would you like to say a few words?
Hello to many of my friends and family. This is my family here, my blood sisters and other sisters I've adopted. So would you stand so they can give you a round of applause? These are the wind beneath my wings. All the way from Newport, Tennessee. All the way from Newport. But let me say to many of you that have known me for most of my life, when I came to Knoxville in 1975 to go to the University of Tennessee, it was the scariest moment in my life because I never had been any further than down to Herman, and it was on the back road at 11E when my dad used to take. But I want to say to this community, a community that I love dearly, this work that I have been able to do during this pandemic has been some of the most powerful work that I have ever done in my entire professional life. The opportunity to make sure that our community, initially it started out being concerned about people in my own community, people of color, to have access to information, to have access to anything that was made available for people to save lives. And I know you read about the story about Cynthia's list. Well, that list started with a few names. I need help, I'm scared. What do we do about this pandemic? What do we do? Where do we go? That list turned to 20, to 10, to 100, to 2,000, to 5,000. These were people that were calling my cell phone to say, Cynthia, what can we do? So we have been doing everything you can imagine, COVID, from hooking up with people from all over the country to make sure that Knoxville, Tennessee, in my little hometown of Newport, had access to things to save their lives. So for that, I am very grateful. I feel blessed, and thank you, Kira, who keeps saying, you're so busy, you're doing this, you're doing that. But God has been good to me. This community has been good to me. Despite anything anybody might say about Cynthia Finch, I have continued to work. I have continued to provide. I have continued. And as I shared with you, this is the most powerful and rewarding work that I have ever done in all my life. So I am grateful and thank you for this wonderful award. And I love Knoxville, Tennessee. One more last thing. Anytime that anybody gives you any awards and you meet people and you re-meet them, they come to you and say, I want to help. Well, guess what? I brought plenty of business cards. Because if you want to work in this work dealing with COVID, helping people, because we have a mega children's clinic on May the 20th and 21st. The last time we did it in January, we vaccinated over 600 people, and 200 of those were children the ages of 5 to 11. That's a whole population of people that we need to get vaccinated one way or the other. So on May the 20th and 21st at the Jacobs Building, if you'd like us to give an hour or two, and especially if you're a nurse and can give shots, please come. And I got business cards for everybody over this table.
Gabe Blake.
She will hand out the business cards, just so you know. Oh, thank you, Lord. I love you, Aaron, and Hannah, and Iris. I love you. I am so unbelievably grateful to be here today. You guys just, you don't even know. You made me cry, Susie. It's all your fault. The honor of this award means so much to me. And I look out at you guys, and I love you. I mean, I love you right back, Susie. My beautiful family and my dear, sweet friends who came, but also so many of you that I have the joy of working alongside to serve and advocate for seniors. You have become this extension of my family, and I love you guys so much. Growing old is a privilege. It's not something everyone gets to do. And the world tells us that aging should be feared, and God forbid anyone, especially a woman, ever actually look old. But we in this room, we know that aging is beautiful, and it should be treasured, and it gives me such hope for what is to come to work with our clients and to serve the people of this community. I am proud to be a social worker. I am proud of that work. Yes, Tony. I don't have the crown, but I'm still proud of it. And I'm proud to serve with our team, advocating for and serving the clients of our community. But as proud as I am of that work, this award comes with it a legacy. And it's a legacy that I know I will often fall short of. But, don't edge closer to me, Sarah Mary, you're not taking the award. I make a promise to you today to do all the good I can in all the ways I can to all the people I can for as long as I possibly can, in hopes that I will live up to what this means. I don't have business cards, but I'm not done. I love you, Susie. I would not be standing here today if it weren't for your guidance and love. I call her my social work mama, and she certainly is. And thank you to the Duncan family. Your legacy of service is just, it's profound, and we appreciate you all. I will treasure this day in my heart forever, and I love you guys.
Wow, what a day. You're sitting down. We owe them one more good standing ovation, both of our honorees. So join me in applause. Cynthia and Gabe, thank you. One of the things, I've been in Knoxville for almost 25 years, and one of the things that I learned very quickly, and I've lived in several, shall we say, unnamed cities in this state as I've moved through my career, and I've never seen the sacrificial giving that the people of this area give and do things like the two of you have done in your careers. Everywhere we turn, all of the award winners from past years, the touch that you've had on our community, and you've made it better for generations to come. And I thank all of you for that, because there's not a better place to live. So we are at the end today. I do want to say a special thank you to the SIR office. When I hit that Medicare age and was trying to navigate everything that's out there, it was a mess, and Sarah Mary really helped me with a lot of that information and figuring out how to deal with Medicare and Advantage plans and all the other add-on things, and Part D and Part A and B and everything. So we, again, have a great resource here in Knoxville as we move through what's become a very complicated world. So I want to point out a couple of things to you. Don't forget, there's no auction table here. The auction is online. I believe the monitor back there is cycling through a lot of the things that are there. So be sure to go online. I'm sure there's an address in your program, but bid often, bid high, and let's make a lot of money for SIR. Also, there's still a bottle or two of wine at the wine pool. You may want to go over there too. So, and there were some really good wines over there last year, I'll tell you that. Again, thank you all for coming today. Thank you for the sponsors who have made this possible. Thank you to Hunter Valley Farms for hosting us here. This is a beautiful venue. It's hard to look out here and not want to go out and spend the rest of the day out at the dock there or something, but thank you for that very much. We will have a video that will be posted, and you'll send that information out later. We did shoot it today. I want to thank my church, Ball Camp Baptist Church, for providing the equipment. Caleb, that's on camera, he is a Pell Civvy student. He interns with us. He's in video production, and he has quite a career ahead of himself, too. I've seen his camera work every Sunday morning, so thank you for being here. Again, thank you all. Enjoy. There's still food. There's still wine to pull. There's still refreshment back at the other table, too. So enjoy and have a wonderful rest of your day.